ended my last video with several things. Obviously, I mentioned and brought up, specifically the problems facing this world and how they're increasing. They're not getting better, they're getting worse, and with no solution or end in sight. And in our generation, anyway, unlike any other time before, there are more experts, more subjects. You name it, they know it. Yet they can't not show it. What kind of expert is that? Seems to me like either they know something they don't want to tell, and I believe that's a small part of it. Matter of fact, I know it is. I know because I've seen it. But it's such a small part of it. Most people don't have a clue, nor do they care. This, I also know for a fact, is the majority of the reasons why so many people's lives upside down to where it's literally destroying entire countries, but especially in the United States. Most people have no idea. Listen very carefully. I'm about to say. Most people have no idea that the United States, according to the IMF, International Monetary Fund, and the World Bank, and the IMF, this is what they state. Be it true or not, who knows? They're saying that the world as a whole, currently is in debt, or in the debt of 1.5 quadrillion. That's $1,000 trillion. Here's the rest of it, which did not shock me and surprise me because I see how people live their lives in America. But out of this 1.5 quadrillion world debt, over $600 trillion, that's 600 with a T, capital T, if you can believe that, over $600 trillion of this debt belongs to the United States of America. Not my words, not my saying. And this debt was incurred through many years. Obviously, who is it owed to? To the bankers located out of Europe, and of course China as well. And then you say, well, how do you know this? How could they say this? Is this true? There's a lot of truth to that because this debt was incurred. No one needs to tell anyone living in America that the economy is not doing very well. Although the present number of the U.S. national debt being claimed to be at 14.5 trillion, and President Obama is not accurate. I know they have to say that because you don't want to cause public hysteria, and it's understandable because they're not wrong. You can't change a system like this overnight. Do away with it, and what will take its place? So they have no choice. I mean, they specifically, the government of the United States as well as every other government, to go on hoping something better comes along and not to let out the full truth that not just many countries in the world, but specifically the United States of America, who is the leader of the world, it has been for many, many years now, is no longer, due to this, I dare say, fact. And this huge debt was incurred throughout many, many years. Although it jumped exponentially since the 1970s, greatly encouraged in the New York stock market, for example, to be built up through many what's called derivatives, which is really nothing else than stock market side bets on an international level. And then, of course, you buy your insurance policy on those stock market side international bets called credit default swaps. There you have it. That's understandable. You might say, what does this have to do with the world's problems, specifically religion? Well, here it is. Religion, specifically take America, for example, and Christianity. If this country, and it is, if the United States truly is in huge debt in the actual number of over $600 trillion, according to the IMF, they could never pay that money back. They were doing estimates when the U.S. national debt several years ago was at $12 trillion. And at 12 trillion, estimated that each American family would have to pay an average of approximately $40,000 each. You times that by, say, 300 approximately million Americans, $40,000 per family. You see, it's a very difficult task, and it couldn't be accomplished. It cannot be accomplished even at $12 trillion. So to go over how will 600 or over 600 trillion will be paid off, it'd be fair to say in 1,000 lifetimes it just cannot be done. So what's the answer? Just America alone, which we know every other country will and has suffered as a result of that, because every good deed of charity and act of kindness that America wants to perform and do both overseas or repair its own country in whichever way it is needed can't be done. Under the current system, it can't be done. But at the same time, the system can't be collapsed, because what will take its place? And it's getting worse. The interest alone on such money is astronomical. I say, where is religion in all of this? Because most of you might say, well, basic economics, that's just worldly. Those of you with some sort of religious upbringing or background, those are worldly subjects that don't really apply to us. We have our belief, our faith, our religion, our God, and right, you do. But you won't for long, because whatever God or whatever you may call your God, or God, or a God in general, is always connected to some form of wealth. And this, I will elaborate a little further. Please watch.